Hi folks, this is activity ZZ21. The dimensions are in inches. So what I'm going to do is draw that thing on the front face, this thing that you see here, and if just mirror it with respect to the other side, and we'll take care of that little leftover piece later on. Okay? So uh, yep, let's move on. The dimensions in inches, let me change that first of all. I'll start with a part file and I'll call this thing, what is that? ZZ21. Yeah. Immediately save it, file, save management, save as. All on my desktop, or I have a folder here, so I'm going to go into that folder, which is called week one mechanism, and I'm going to save it there. Okay, let me check my units, tools, options, parameters and measures, units. I'll change that thing to inches. Okay, and yeah. The grid. Let me also change the grid here. So once again, tools, options, under mechanical design, sketcher. So each grid, square grid is going to be, how about 1 inch with 10 sub graduation in it. So we say fine. So on that vertical plane, I will sketch something that looks like this front face. So let me use a profile, and we're going to clean it up in a few minutes. Once we get it to work, or at least the way it looks, you want it roughly to look like, something like that. And there we go. Okay, so let's clean it up. This side is 1.25. This is 1.25. 1.25. All right. This is 0.75. This is 0.75. All right. The distance from here to there. Oops. No. Uh, let me undo this. That's not what I wanted. Maybe get rid of that, and then I undo it. Okay, so let's fix this thing first of all. 0.75. All right, and then the dimension from that top line to this line, that's 1.75. 75. Okay. What else do we know here? This is this dimension is 3.75. 3.75. Okay, no problem. No problem, because if it's bothering you, I can drag this thing there and I can drag this thing here, etc. This is going to be a vertical line. This is at an angle, right? 60 degrees. So that angle is supposed to be 60 degrees. So let's go ahead and do this. Before I do that, let me do this dimension. Dimension from here to here is going to be 1.5. From here to there. No. Undo. Where's the undo? Right here. Try it again. The dimension from here to there. This is 1.5. 1.5. Okay. That angle is 60 degrees. Okay, so that angle is 60 degrees. From there to there, 60. All right. And that, I think everything is okay. Did I miss a dimension here? One way to check this to make sure that everything is okay or not is bring this thing to, let me see now, uh, put a dimension between this point and that point, or make a coincidence. So let me do that. This point control the origin, or we're going to make a coincidence, and notice that because everything turned out to be green means that we're good. Okay, let me draw that circle there. So there is a circle here somewhere, and the radius of that circle is that diameter is 0.75. So let's make that thing 0.75. All right. And the location of it has to be 0.75 up. This should be 0.75. 0.75. And the distance from that point to that axis is 1.5. So from this point to that axis is 1.5. And we say this is not point, 1.5. Good. So exit. And let me actually pad this thing by the thickness that I want, which happens to be, if I'm not mistaken, that happens to be uh, 0.25. Must be 0.25, yeah. So pad this 0.25. Okay. So if I had a plane here, if I had a plane here that I could mirror this thing, I would be halfway through. So I don't have the plane, but I can make one. For example, notice that from this, I can make a plane which is half of that guy, which is 0.75 to the right of it. So I'm going to make a plane offset from that. Either way, either this way or the other way, 0.75. 0.75. Now I have a plane there that I can use mirroring to mirror this thing with respect to that. So let's see now, where is the mirror? The mirror icon is right there. See that? Mirror. It says, what is it that you want to mirror? This whole body. I can make this whole path. With respect to, this is the mirroring element. And we say fine. Now we're going to do the rest of this. And as I said, there are different ways of doing this thing. For example, I can go on that face. On that face, I will sketch. Okay. So let me make a rectangle, and we'll clean it up, obviously. Make a rectangle like that. And what do I mean by cleaning it up? I want this point, control that point to be coincidence with each other. Okay. Good. And this point, control that point, also to be coincidence with each other. There we are. And then we exit, and we can just pad it by a 0.25. So pad in the other direction by 0.25. That takes care of this. If I have to take the bottom of that, I'll do exactly the same thing. On this face, I will sketch. On this face, I will sketch. I can do it on the other side actually. So let me turn this thing around so that yeah, do exactly the same thing. Namely, draw a rectangle. I mean, there are many ways of doing these things. So I take this point, control that point, coincident. Okay. And this point, control that point, also to be coincident. Exit. And I can pad this thing by a certain distance. For example, by that distance is, what was that, 3.75? So we're going to pad this. Let's see now, by distance, well, I'll go 3.7, I'll go 4, but it's going to go over that, of course. So now what I have to do is I'm going to cut this thing with that plane. So let's see if we can do it like this. So let's see. We have a split. Let's see if we can do that. Split here, split. Splitting element is going to be that face, and we're going to keep the other side. And we say, okay, there we are. So I think that took care of the whole thing. There are other ways of doing it, obviously. So let's save this thing and go to the next activity when it's time.